following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence. Tonight's episode, Shoot to Pill!
So, you clowns arrive late at the precinct at whatever the fuck o'clock it is. I believe it was late at night. Evening time, one might even say. You arrive there and the precinct is a hive of activity. A wretched hive of activity, you might say.
Because it's night crew.
And they're rich.
You elbow your way through the night crew, shoving some of them into a wall, trampling others.
No.
Okay, then you make no progress and cannot get past the lobby.
Oh, it's that bad.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I guess we're in an emergency, right?
You shove your way through the night crew. So a lot of them are like, "Oh, hey! Oh, my arm! It's broken now!"
I eternally wonder how there's so many of them left after we lost like 15 of them.
If that broke your arm, you don't deserve to be a cop.
Fuck you, Strax.
Straker.
Whatever. Nerd. He's a nerd, right, guys? You going to prevent the fight that's about to happen, Barrows?
Yeah, I'll step in. If we don't have time for this, and I'll just pull them through another layer of people so they can't get to it.
This isn't over, Straker! You're a dead man!
Probably. It ain't gonna be you, though.
This just escalates my ire.
I want to see the doctor about that.
You're not very good at pulling them away. That's
I'm
a
saying this is from Delta. This is from Delta Hopeful as you're pulling me away.
Really shouldn't be trying to stop fights with the night.
I didn't start it, I just finish it. Look, a little shove broke his arm. He's a fucking pansy.
Or it might have been the boot, but...
After violently and aggressively asserting your dominance through the crowd, you finally make it. You finally make it to the men's locker room, which I assume was your destination.
I believe it was the war.
Oh. Surging back out into the crowd, you get into another violent altercation on the way up the stairs. Hey, watch it! Oh, never mind. Sorry. My apologies.
I assume it's you. Sorry, man.
Man, you can call me Lexi.
Sorry, Lindsay.
I'll see you later.
I'm sure we both work here.
Lots of wink.
I try my best to squint my eyes at the striker as I push through the next person. There we go.
What's up with you?
Nothing.
Oh, look, someone bumps into Barrows. Oh, hey, what? Oh, never mind. You can bump into me anytime. Yeah.
Nice to meet you. We've got to go.
Hey, don't be a stranger. Stop by Lion's Pride Bar anytime. We're all there, and we're all real proud of the degeneracy we get up to. In front of kids, even.
Isn't that illegal?
We're in California.
What are you doing here? Transfer?
Uh-huh.
Well, don't try any of that shit here.
Oh, man. I thought this was California. How am I supposed to be a degenerate? This is a genocide against my kind of people.
Well, you can take
I
it
actually
up
better
with
stop this bit because YouTube's new policy means even mentioning this shit can get your account permanently banned. It's almost like they're afraid of the discussion.
Yes. Pushing past.
So after an inappropriate pinch, you head upstairs.
God damn it. And my new least favourite person on the night crew.
Who was the previous least favourite?
Dr. Slave.
Oh, come on.
From a character perspective.
Okay, more of her around him.
I figured that was going to be happening.
You're always going to get injured at night.
I mean, I always get injured at night anyway.
Oh, well, there we go.
You go to the war room, the door's locked.
I was about to knock. I'm like, no, there'll be a button.
You press it, it falls off the wall. You know, you press it and it goes spoing and the spring comes out. And
Who called? I can't remember if it was strong or not, but...
I think it was strong. I haven't listened to the night, so I'm a little fuzzy.
I'll send her a message. It'll be like, navigating the precinct is difficult. Where are we supposed to go?
war room.
Door's locked. Button's broken.
Have you considered... Oh, just knock. No, that thing when someone's replying to your first message and then you send a follow-up message and...
Yeah.
Backing up is hard.
Knock.
Door opens.
Thanks.
Password.
I'll let us in, you idiot. We were given a password.
I don't think we were.
Well, then, you're clearly not who you look like and you can't come in. Closes the door.
We should send her a message that Percival's not letting us in.
I think she'd be aware. Hang on, maybe it's the operation name.
Yes. Ah, it's the imposters.
Sleepy Weasel?
How hard was that? Come on. No,
Sleepy Weasel.
Alright, there we go. You'll have to follow the protocols. Almost everyone is inside, gathered round in little groups with steaming cups of what you hope is coffee. But it is Night City, and that those cups are brown.
Most everyone was there. Sharky's machine.
Shuffle in. No, it's
Strong's like, did you come over to you two? I wanted to have a word with you two before we started. I've been going over some of the information you've sent back. Can you? I can't find any trace of a complaint in the system about Cook's handling of the affair. Could you double check next time you see any of these people if they complained or not?
of course.
I don't know if they complained formally, but they were absolutely complaining to us when they were there.
Once this is all dealt with, it'll be in our reports as well.
Well, what are your conclusions?
Well, we know how they were taken, or how she was taken.
Well, that much is obvious.
There's definitely a lot of setup required. Took down a nomad in order to get information on where she'd be staying. He won't show up again. Stealth types were on board the ship. The heavy, maybe Smasher, came along the docks.
If he was involved in the other operations, he was brought in later. The original team snuck in probably between 9 and 11 p.m. the previous night. Through the crates, but you probably know that from our reports.
Beer supply, diving
Be honest,
equipment.
what are the chances you two are both horribly unreliable and have drawn a bunch of conclusions that are grossly wrong. What are the actual odds? Just be honest.
Well, we got footage of exactly how it happened.
I'd say 5%.
I really wish you hadn't said that.
Well, 5% that we're wrong. Well, you want 0?
I was hoping it would be higher.
Why?
Because the purpose of this task force is to get those women back, and that means Adam Smasher.
We already knew that he took Lisa.
We were hoping it was a mistake. But, well, you'll see.
I know we're not supposed to talk about the other people's tasks or anything, but can you at least tell us whether Adam Smash is a common factor in any of the others?
Right.
Okay.
So much for his last words then.
We've got a few more minutes. You can mingle if you want, but
We're not supposed to talk about things with each other.
Wouldn't want to mess up.
Tone strong. A coffee? Yes. Thank you, first of all. Of course.
Was it actually real?
No, of course not.
I'll say.
I mean, there hasn't been real coffee in... well, ever.
If Stone's there, I'll give her a nod, but...
She's not.
Could she be there?
I think she was at the first collection of people.
I'm trying to remember, have we had it in our reports? I don't think we had.
No, we had. We put it all on the table. Because Percival...
Oh, that's right, we went there earlier after we'd gone
Yeah.
to the diner and everything. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Because we had a little like jab with Percival about who handed over the most stuff.
You get a... who wants it? Who wants the call?
Sure.
Okay. Your agent rings.
Yeah?
Officer Straker?
Minerva?
Yeah,
I'm in a crowded room. Do you want me to go somewhere more private?
not if you're busy.
It hasn't started yet. I've got about 5-10 minutes.
Okay. You don't have to put yourself out on my account.
No, it's okay. Just a moment. I gotta take this. I'll be back.
Right.
I'll pop out and then just go into like men's locker rooms or something.
So he heads downstairs into the crowded area of the precinct.
Okay, now wait a minute. Where's the war room on the map?
Try and find a
I
potentially...
mean, I gave you a map for a reason.
Yeah.
So I want to encourage
I
you
don't
to
remember
use it.
seeing the war room the first time, I guess because it hadn't come up as an important location in the early game.
Not until Netwatch took it over.
Holy shit, there's still...
Somewhere there
Break
might-
room. I'll run up to the break room.
Okay.
Is it empty?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. No one's here. How can I help?
What's going on?
I can't talk about too much, but all I can say is we're doing our best to try and find the woman who's been kidnapped in the unit.
Really?
Yeah, but I can't talk about it. We can't even talk about it with the other teams.
Why wasn't I?
Because you're not allowed to go out into the field.
But... I understand if you can.
Sorry, I mean, I don't make this call.
But I could really help.
Then you should talk to Lieutenant Strong.
You won't talk to me about it.
Do you want me to put in a word for you? Okay, how could you help? For a start, like, I can put in a good word for you, but you're going to give me something.
Most of finding where people are putting together clues, and I'm very good at that. I scored top of my class.
Maybe I could talk to the person in charge of this. I can't say anything more than that, but
Who is in charge?
I can't say anything more than that.
Oh my god. Of course I wouldn't ask you to break rules.
Look, with the mole currently still at large, they're being very careful about this.
No, I understand. I wouldn't ask you to break rules.
Of course. Is there anything you can give me that might help convince me on the fact that you're top of the class, extremely good
Well, I
at
mean, I
collating
don't know
information?
anything else, so I guess not.
I'll put forth your eagerness. The fact that we didn't come to you, came to us about this, wanting to help.
Thanks.
Oh, anything else I can help with? Are you here in the precinct still at this time of night? Or are you back at home?
Yes, I'm here. I'm just writing reports.
Oh, okay. Well, if there's nothing else, I'll get back to it and I'll let you know what he says.
Thank
Shit,
you.
I already said he. Okay, bye.
Meanwhile, back in the room.
What's just go over to Strong. What's going on out there? The rest of the precinct. It's a nightmare.
New recruits. Shore up our numbers.
Quite a lot of them.
Yes.
Straker might have broken one of their arms on the way up here.
Good.
Do we even have enough lockers for this? Isn't it?
Hey, they free up when people
These
die.
new temporary relief officers are not permitted into a large amount of the precinct.
Of course.
What with them being criminals
Oh.
being used to beef out our numbers on a community service basis. Thank you, Councilman Thompson. Oh my god, that's amazing. What the hell did he put in this? Drugs?
I'd hope not.
He looks over to him and he's just like,
But I'm not so sure now.
you know, that really is quite nice. Can't be department coffee. It's deliberately designed to be awful. Straker comes back.
Not Sleepy Weasel, not consider it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll just take your seats.
Take a seat.
Detective Radio is there. Well, I'm glad you've all chosen to assemble of your own free will here for this volunteer task force. I've gone over your reports. The evidence is alarming. It appears that there is a high-level full Borg and a extremely effective team of operatives working these kidnaps. Now the good news is, based on their tactics and the actual video footage uncovered by Officers Straker and Barrows, special commendation there, we are able to determine that while these operatives are very good at surprise kidnapping tactics and intrusion, perhaps they will be less effective when met with actual frontal physical force. Which is what we are very good at in the police. Now, what have we learned? Suffice it to say that the munitions types recovered, blast pattern analysis, and eyewitnesses all corroborate a singular team. Now, they pulled 4 operations in quick succession, with a high degree of collateral damage and 100% success against 3 trained combatant women with decent cyberware, most of whom were armed. This does indicate that there may be a piece of the puzzle we do not know about. It also indicates that they have some form of rapid transit, most likely an AV. So far, Night City air coverage and traffic control have been unhelpful in locating an AV traveling between these points, or an unregistered AV based on spottage and gap flow measurements. We are hoping to have that soon, but of course, as you all know, time is a factor. So, I will open the floor now to anyone who has any speculations or deductions that they have made before I proceed on to tonight's operation. Officer Straker.
Could it be possible that they're moving things through the sewer system under the city? We already know they attacked a boat in at least one case, and possibly had some kind of sea craft. What if there was a big enough sewer outlet or some other water outlet that they could have gone through?
That might be possible. A lot of the abductions took place in Watson, which does have a partial sewer system in place. The South Night City abduction took place, however, in the central area of Night City, and that sewer system has unfortunately been flooded, is filled with radioactive silt, and is massively blocked after the incident. But it is possible the sewer system was used for the other ones.
Could they have got access to a submarine? If it was flooded, that would just help them.
But the blockages.
No.
However, that is something we can look into. Right. Does anyone else have any speculation, deductions?
Just more of a question, sir. Has anybody looked into whether there's any large, important corporate interests that have stuff moving around at the moment? Stuff that nobody would look into because, hey, that's a big corporation. They're going to be moving that stuff around anyway. No one's going to question it.
Of course, we did investigate that possibility and were told to firmly mind our own business.
That's just more suspicious.
And unfortunately, that instruction came directly from the city council, and there's not a lot we can do about it. Right, I mentioned before, if there's no other...
It's not really speculation, just something I want to put forward. I think everyone needs to be carrying a lot more non-lethal ordnance if we respond to anything. Given previous events and how long they've had them, it's likely we come up against kidnapped cyber psychos that we need to take down non-lethally.
Right, I will recommend that officers use their funds to purchase as much rubber bullets and stun guns, that sort of thing, other non-lethal vectors, such as they can. That does make sense. Good contribution. Anything else? Well, yes, I was wondering if I mentioned in my report that I would like some feedback regarding the speculation. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say. The speculation I mentioned regarding the yes, it was at the end of the report. Yes, I have, and that speculation does bear on the operation tonight. And then I withdraw my question to later. Yes, of course, Constable Kent. Right. I mentioned earlier that time is a factor in kidnapping cases. We are brushing corpse handling gloves time. If these women are not found by tomorrow morning, we are likely looking for corpses. With that in mind, I have decided to proceed recklessly with some of the evidence that we've cobbled together. And we'll be conducting a raid tonight. Now, the problem with the raid is that we need to assemble it through non-traditional means. We cannot requisition a vehicle from the motor pool. the leak in the precinct, still not necessarily dealt with, might mean that we get there late. So, what I'm going to do is disband this meeting for half an hour. If anyone knows anyone with access to a vehicle that would be capable of carrying approximately 6 officers to an elevated high-rise location that is at least bulletproof, then when we come back here, I hope to hear some suggestions. Also, I'm looking for volunteers for this raid. Don't volunteer now. When you come back, really consider this. Castle's like...
There's probably going to be a little arm move, and then it goes down when he says start closing out.
Okay, you're dismissed.
I'll get up quick. Slip out the door. Wait for Straker, of course.
Yeah, it's the boat as well.
There's someone I think I could call. What about you?
I was initially gonna suggest that, considering at least one of the victims has ties to nomads.
That's a lot better than my idea. And I just had that same idea while you were in the middle of explaining.
The only thing is, he's clearly talking about an air vehicle that's armored. Nomads mostly have ground vehicles.
We do know one nomad. If the captain will let her go. That sexy air vehicle we saw on the ship, how many people would it hold?
6. But one of those has to be the pilot.
And they probably wouldn't let us have it be piloted by one of us. Even if we had someone who knew how to.
Yeah, but Harmony's got a vested interest in helping.
We'd have to ask Detective Radio, but we should call her first. I'm not sure who should make the call.
Minerva approaches.
Oh, hi.
Huh. I suppose you can't discuss what went on.
No, I was going to pop in before we went back, because we've got a half-hour break to see if we can brainstorm some ideas for the next portion of the operation that I can't go into. And I was hoping to go in early and maybe have a chat with the person.
I understand.
Sorry, I have to be vague.
I'll just get out of your way.
Look, I'll go in now if you just want to wait here.
I'll go make the call.
You make the call, I'll go in and speak to...
Who wants to do it first?
You go first.
Okay. I'll knock on the door again.
Right, so you make the call. No, okay. Door opens.
Yep. Operation Sleepy Weasel.
Oh, for God. Come in.
I want to speak to our benefactor here, if that's alright.
Well, you can try.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
She leaves.
Excuse me, sir, are you there? Is there a button I push? I look around, is there a button I push or something?
It looks just like an old boombox to you. Plenty of buttons. Dials. Yes?
Oh. Sorry, Officer Straker here.
Yes.
I have somebody who was volunteered to help in collating information, who's extremely gifted.
How do they know what's going on?
They only know the basics, that we're trying to help get these women back, but that's all they know.
Under no circumstances.
Can I at least give you a name?
You're going to say Minerva Lowell.
Oh, yes.
No.
Very well, I thought it was worth a shot.
Understood. Dismissed.
Sir, I'll leave.
So I've gone to, I guess, the break room as well, if it's still empty.
Okay.
Call Harmony.
Yes.
That was quick.
You found her. She's safe.
Look, We haven't found her, but we're onto something, but we need help. There are reasons we can't use our own resources to make this strike.
What?
Our department has a leak. We can't afford to get there too late. So we need air transport for 6 people. Preferably bulletproof, preferably armed.
You have it.
Of course.
Come to the docks. I'll convince my father.
Thanks. I'll let them know. Come in. Ever used to be outside.
I'll probably be just I'm probably going out the door now to talk to Minerva.
We've got it.
Oh, good.
I'll go let them know.
I'm sorry, Minerva, I tried, but
I understand.
they already knew that you were interested and denied you.
I haven't really made a secret of it.
Fair enough.
I understand. At least you tried. Thank you, Officer Straker.
Please, just call me Vince. We're friends, aren't we? What? Is it so hard for you to make a friend?
Yeah, actually.
Well, you've at least got one in me. And I'm sure Barrows is your friend too.
Of course.
Okay, I better get something to eat.
Yeah, don't stay here too late.
Just walk off. The Lonely Man plays. That was the ending credits music to The Incredible Hulk, you uncultured swine.
I know that, and I'm 15% of the people who listens to these.
Yeah, you are. He doesn't, I do, you do, you're 50%.
That is actually what I meant.
That was
59% by weight.
100% gross.
He is 100% gross.
Yeah, exactly.
That was brutal.
What was brutal?
That whole thing. And then I'll just knock on the door.
Whose door?
The war room.
No answer. Because there's no one in there.
Can we
You've
open
got
this?
half an hour. Fucking cool your jets.
What do we do with that time? Oh, actually,
I
no.
know what you do with that time.
Scream!
Scream sheets!
And also go to the armory.
I scream,
Oh,
you
Brendan's.
scream, we all scream for scream sheets.
Wouldn't it be I bleat, you bleat, we all bleat for scream sheet? I mean, that at least scans.
No, I wanted it not to scare.
Well, you
Succeeded.
succeeded.
There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go.